To me, Trump is a freaking godsend. To me, Trump is what is life. To me, Trump is a second chance. Sorry about that if you didn't hear me. To me, Trump is a second chance. So when you say I'm like, nah, dude, he's way more than that. He's way more than that. You see, I don't have the luxury to worry about freaking Roe versus Wade. I don't have the luxury to worry about that. I'm too busy trying to keep my family fed to think about that. And for the first goddamn time in my life, I actually see a way out. I see a way out. Something I've never seen before. I see a way out, man. And just that little bit of hope is enough for me to have a fire in my belly, powerful to freaking charge the goddamn world, man. I'm ready to take over, but if Biden gets into office, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm saying thank you to you because you unlocked me, and I'm sure you unlocked a lot of people. There is a silent majority out there, man. I talk to them every day. I just came out of, I went to an Arab, I work for mostly Arabs, right? I went to an Arab place, right? And I asked him, who are you voting for? You know, it's safe. Who is he for? He said, Trump. And I was like, I hugged him so hard. He was like, hey, I was like, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so excited to hear you say that because I was nervous. Because all I see is Biden signs everywhere I go. And I'm like, please, Lord, don't let this guy win. You know what I'm saying? But there is a silent majority out there. I talked to them. They're workers like me who didn't care about politics, didn't even think about politics, didn't want to talk about politics. I got people that I work with on a daily basis saying, yo, man, we got to do something. Thank you, man. Thank you for unlocking me. Thank you for unlocking other people. Because had I stayed asleep, ain't no telling what would have happened, man. Ain't no telling.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? That did my heart good. That was on the president's Twitter. That's why I tell you guys, you've got to follow his Twitter. And he pinned that one. That was 2 hours ago. Love it, love it, love it. Unlocked us all, those GATES that we were behind. And I just don't even know how much I've been thinking about that because in my town, they have so many people locked behind these, you can't see these prison doors, but they're there. And intentionally, we're going to talk about that a little bit today. You're new here. Hey, I'm Melissa Red Pill World. We're going to have fun as always. Got some posts to look at and some current events and some Trump tweets. And we're going to have a great, great time. So buckle up. Let's do it. Got a lot of cool stuff that just happened, but you got to see this. I got this from my Sainted Anon. I like listening to his channel. He's real chill. And I think he listens to me too. Say, hey there, Sainted Anon, if you're hearing. Look at this fully free hemisphere. Check this out from our wonderful president.
To defeat communism and socialism, and we will do that in our own country too. We're in the process of doing it right now, and it has stepped, in my opinion, beyond the word socialism, and we are meeting it with great force. My administration stands with every citizen of Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela in their fight for liberty, and we work for the day when this will become a fully free hemisphere, and it will be for the first time in human history a fully free hemisphere, and we will have it. We will have it, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. A lot of things are going on. A lot of things are going on right now that I can't tell you about, but I will be soon.
I want to tell you. I want to tell you. I can't tell you. It's happening right now. But I'll tell you soon. All right. And then we see this. Make your depth. This was just posted. Just posted. At 13:37 Eastern time today, the 24th of September. Make your depth 50 feet. Zero bubble. What that is, I've never ridden in a submarine, so I don't know. But you don't want to see these bubbles, I guess, come up. But so we're still trying to stay just under the surface, but and not, that they don't see any bubbles, so they don't realize we're under here, but we're here. And then he did this one, 4757. Look at this. This is actually a repost from yesterday. No, it's just, oh yeah, 9:23, that this was on the boards. Let the truth be told. And our favorite announce it, it's the only way. Yeah, that's what's got to happen. All right. And then, okay, so y'all got to hear this. Okay, so I was doing my thing, got several things going on, and I was, busy, and I'm always just like, okay, Lord, help me get all these things that you put on my heart to do. Help me get all these things done. And so I saw this email, and I'm like, I'm not going to click on it, but I'm just like, something told me, I think the Lord told me to click on it. And then this verse popped up, Hebrews 10:35 and 36. Do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what he has promised. Oh, I was like, okay, got it. I love it. Do not throw away your confidence. We can get discouraged when we get pushback, or things don't go the way that we were hoping they would go, and things aren't easy. We can throw away our confidence, throw away our confidence that the Lord is going to help us when, right? We can throw that away. And so don't let the enemy steal your joy. Don't let him put you in fear, like that guy was saying. He's like, I'm seeing all these Bibles, I'm scared, Don't let that freak you out. Do not throw away your confidence. This is the day. That's what we do on this channel. We look at how this is biblical. This is the day when we're going to be set free from these creeps. And as President Trump was saying, this the entire hemisphere. Yeah, this is our day. This is our day finally, when we are getting to win. It's a beautiful day. So just don't throw away your confidence. Okay, so I was doing that, and then I was getting ready for the video. I was like putting everything together, and I had a verse I needed to look up for you guys in Revelation. And so the verse, I'm going to go to BibleGateway.com. Look what jumps up. The same verse. And I don't think that they're the same company. This is Heartlight, this is Bible Gateway. I don't know, but it was the same verse in a different version. So do not throw away this confident trust in the Lord. Remember the great rewards. Reward it brings you. Patient endurance is what you need now, so that you will continue to do God's will. Then, you'll receive what he has promised. Hang on. So here it's talking about you need to persevere. You need to persevere so that when you've done the will of God, when you've completed the mission, you'll receive what he has promised. So let's just keep going, and we're going to get there, because we have to persevere, push through, press on. It's not necessarily always easy, but it's, the biggest stumbling block can be ourselves, and can be our, we can easily get discouraged and throw away our confidence. So don't. Hold on to your confidence. Hold on to what the Lord is saying. Now, this is kind of what's going on in my town, and it's very sad. We had a town hall where we're trying to hear from people, and for them to tell what their thoughts are, and how to improve the school, because I'm running for school board. And again, thank you so much for praying for me. And I just need the Lord to direct me. And anyway, it's crazy, because they have held the people down for so long, and I didn't even think about it until this morning, but I'm actually listening to this little black child, and I don't even think about that. I really just don't even think about it. I just love this kid, and I want to hear, the issue. And so we posted it on Facebook. They freak out. You're using that child to bash the school. No, you can't ever solve anything if you don't ever even know what the problem is, if you're so unwilling to look at the problem. But the problem is that they are heading up the keep them stupid, keep them blind, keep them starved, which is what the KKK means. And so look at what Candace, I watched this today, and okay, so y'all know, I think I told you I was called a racist, because they don't have anything else to say about me. They're like, oh, she must be a racist because she's got white skin. And so I find it very amusing, very funny, that I'm the white lady who's wanting to listen to what the black child says. And the black one is not. The black leader at the school is not wanting to listen. Doesn't that sound strange? You would think that she would say, oh, I'm like, how about Black Voices Matter? Her voice matters of what's going on at the school. Basically, they had the kids were reading Shakespeare. They were loving it. They were all excited, and they pretty much just kiboshed it, where the teacher was told, you can only teach, this is the lesson plan you follow, this is a lesson plan exactly. And so then he left. He's like, I can't be under their complete thumb, where I every word I say is under their complete control, like a robot in the classroom. And so that was so sad, because they were doing so well, and they could tell they were learning, and that they weren't stupid like they've been told or made to think, and they were doing great, and then it got shut down. So that's why I'm working for this. That's why I'm fighting for them. I feel like, President Trump, my life is great, and I'm going to have, a great life regardless, and I'm fighting for them. And it's a sad shame when there's someone who's over them, who's the boss. Anyway, so check out what Candace says.
Need to expand on my idea that what we are seeing today is just a modern, updated type of plantation. Favorite chapter in this book is the chapter on slavery, not only because it was the easiest to write, but because I had been holding that in for so long. And I say holding in, I mean as a defense to myself. People, oh, you shouldn't be saying Democrat plantations. Oh, we shouldn't be using that kind of language. I said Democrat plantations because I meant Democrat plantations. I talk about the principles of the broken family, why it was so crucial to maintaining slavery. I talk about illiteracy rates in Black America and why, Black Americans can't read today, and Black Americans were not allowed to read in the days of slavery. This is all related, right? I talk about, lynchings, these form of social lynchings that we're seeing, these cancelings. Well, what happens when a Black American gets freed from the ideas of democratic principles today? It's the chapter that I'm most proud of, and I think it's why we put it at the end of the book. And I hope when people walk away after having read it, they can't unsee it, because that's what it's been like for me, a process of seeing and then and knowing that I will never unsee what they've done to us.
That is exactly it. I can't even tell you how precious this child is, and she has been so abused by this school system, and it's terrible. It's terrible. So I just trying to fight with them. So just thank you for praying for me. So our wonderful Chuck Grassley, the ear of corn is developed. Wait. I think there's something else I wanted you to see. Yeah. Before I go on from that, this was a powerful statement, and this is all on this terrific Twitter channel called 1,000 Years Old Peace. I really like this Twitter account, 1,000 Years Old Peace. Person's name is Nellie. Interesting. All right, so look what she says. This is crazy. BLM is an organization of white men using the faces of dead Black people to raise millions of dollars toward electing white Democrats into positions of power. She's just very gifted at being able to succinctly, put forth these amazing thoughts. It is the most flagrantly racist organization in America. Oh, that is so true. So true. White men using the faces of dead Black people to raise millions of dollars toward electing white Democrats into positions of power. Oh, I'm just glad to hear Q saying, people waking up. All right, so then I wanted you to see this. Just if you're not familiar with what really happened with this case, the Tops didn't bust in the door. They knocked, announced that they were in the police with a warrant, waited, and then the boyfriend opened fire with her in close proximity, and she was killed. The person responsible for her death is the boyfriend. That's what they will never tell the people who they just want to get them out right in the streets. And you can pretty much set your clock by it, but because when this came out, which I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, about this whole, Hunter thing, that immediately you get all this mayhem and get everybody all hair on fire over this, and everybody's focuses their attention on that. I mean, you can clock it. You can know exactly how they're going to play. Yeah, this is the Post way back. I think what Post 507. The true meaning of the 11th letter of the alphabet times 3. K, keep them starved, keep them blind, keep them stupid. This is from Hillary, March 13th, 2013 Intercept. Yeah, That's what it really, really means. All right, so if there's anything, I think that was everything. The boyfriend fired. First, she was not sleeping. They don't care about the facts. They don't care. They seek to riot and loot and now hold America under siege. Be investigating this. Yeah, our DOJ should be investigating. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. And so this is a matter of what our president was just saying, that this is we're going to be free. Our entire hemisphere will be free. All right, so back to Mr. Chuck. I love our Chuck. He's so great. And he's got this cute video about watching the corn. Let me see, where did I put the corn? I had his video. Oh, there it is over here. All right, so I guess for some reason, I don't know why I moved it over here, but I wanted you to see that. He's saying it is developed and will soon be ready for harvest. So let's watch our little Chuck.
A long time ago, I showed you a developing ear of corn. You can now see that this ear of corn is developed. You can see those little dents in the corn. That means it is mature. Between now and harvest, it's a case of this ear of corn drying down from about 35% moisture now to ideally about 20% of moisture. That's the ideal time to harvest.
Did you see his look?
Time ago,
The look on his face at the end? I don't know how I can move it to the end, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, good old Chuck. So this is about them being ripe for harvest. I'm going to read you the passage. Okay, so for those of you who are new, I have been able to decode the book of Revelation. I'm so thankful the Lord has helped me to uncover this. He's revealed it to me, and I understand that now. And so I've actually reduced it to writing. I have tons of you don't have to buy anything, whatever you don't want to, but you can go on the playlist here in the Revelation playlist, also the Biblical Astronomy playlist, also the Lost Tribes of Israel playlist. Go on there and you can just watch so many videos. I've got 400 plus videos on there. But this is the book you can get on Amazon, and it's $2, whatever, for the paperback. Also, you can get the paperback. So I'm just putting it on there as cheap as I possibly can. So anyway, so it's got all kinds of explanations of all these wonders in the heavens that the Lord put in the book of Revelation, as well as putting them in the sky for us, so we know that this is it. No doubt about it. We've seen the sign of the Son of Man. So this book right here, blah, 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 and 1,000 Years of Peace, or this one without the blah, blah, blah name in it, and it's called the Book of Revelation Revealed. This one, blah, 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 and the Book of Battle of Armageddon, which is what we're in the middle of right now. We are destroying the beast of Revelation, this horrible monster, evil cabal, okay? And then this one is the one in Spanish, okay? Hang on real quick. So I'm going to read to you what it says in the 14th chapter of the book of Revelation about harvest time. Well, there's two harvests. One is the harvesting of people who've been asleep, which is us, and maybe were asleep even to knowing about that we really were people who love God, okay, and we've been awakened. Okay, so that's so cool. That's the first one. But the second one is about these bad guys being harvested, which was basically what our wonderful Chuck Grassley is talking about. Verse 17. After that, another angel came from the temple in heaven, and he also had a sharp sickle. Then another angel who had power to destroy with fire came from the altar. He shouted to the angel with the sharp sickle, "Swing your sickle now to gather the clusters of grapes from the vines of the earth, for they are ripe for judgment." Just like Chuck was saying, this is the grapes of wrath. The Bible talks about grapes as being, the grapes being crushed and being the grapes of God's wrath, that he's going to mete out justice. Okay, that's when you see grapes, that's a lot of times symbolic for this evil ones who will be crushed. Whatever, I'll read the rest of the passage to you. So the angel swung his sickle over the earth and loaded the grapes into the great winepress of God's wrath. The grapes were trampled in the winepress outside the city, and blood flowed from the winepress in a stream about 180 miles long and as high as a horse's bridle. That's a lot of blood right there. It's symbolic. So much of the book of Revelation is symbolic. Yeah, so it's, I've literally heard people literally say that it's going to be this far. I'm like, come on now, people, People, come on now, come now. So yeah, it is going to be a quote bloodbath because 170,000 plus sealed indictments means some serious people getting into some serious trouble. And that's why they're fighting so hard, as we know. Anyway, so check this out. You can find it on Amazon, okay, like I said. All right, and then also you can hear me read it to you right here on freedomforce.live. If you're new here, and you're not, don't have time to sit and read whatever, you can just put it on a thumb drive. It'll come down on your email as make sure you check your spam, okay? And you'll see it from reachtolifetoday@gmail.com, and then you will they will put the zip files. It's 3 giant zip files because it's 8 hours. Download that and unzip them and put them on a thumb drive. You can listen to them in your car if you want to. If you've got like a USB port in your car, or you can download them to your phone. All right, so yeah, so they're right here, audiobook and scripture songs. I have 350 scripture songs on there too. But this is biblical. Literally, that's what he means by that. Okay, so check this out right here. A bunch of you have signed up to get notified, but I don't think that you've all checked your spam to approve it, because I don't want you to get notified and it goes to your spam folder, okay? So you've got to check your spam folder, make sure that you are, that you approve, that you do want to be notified if for some reason the channel goes down, okay? So definitely check that. And here's all the other social media. So if anything happens, which I'm trying so hard to be good, but anyway, so these are all the different places where you can find me one way or the other, okay? Now, number whatever we are at, I wanted you to see this post right here. Hang on real quick. Okay, so most of you know that the other board, Q, and then the word that is MAP, and then the word .PUB, which is for, whatever. They'll probably catch on to me, whatever. Anyway, that one is down, currently down, and so which is fine. So the person who had been controlling that board was doxxed, and so now that board is down, but we still have this one right here, Q space who dot the place you go to get beer, okay? Yeah, so you've got, hopefully you can see that, hopefully that's big enough. I'm trying to avoid all these things that they might try to shut us down. Anyway, so someone had said, oh, they had gone on YouTube and had looked this up, and they had been getting all kinds of information, but it was not the right place. So if you're trying to get this information, you have to type in your browser, whether it's on your phone or whether it's on an iPad or on a laptop or wherever you go, you have to type those words, those letters in right here. I'm going to highlight them. Then you have to type this in right here. You have to type that in. If you don't, you're going to get the wrong information. You need to be in a place where they've got 5,000 posts. We're at 4,700 posts, okay? And you'll see them immediately when you type it in correctly, okay? Now, so yeah, he's talking about these 4 families. Just think of a mafia family. That's what it is. It's not about blood family. It's about this crime family over 3 generations. So you see, you can go in there and look. Just type in right here where you say the filter. Type this number 4751, and it'll come right up. So you can research this family and how they have just passed this power structure on from generation to generation, and get judges in place and to cover up people's crimes and all that. That's how it works, and that's what we were told. System of control. And then this post was, I don't remember what number it was, but this was from our friend John Solomon, who's doing a great job. I don't know how much longer his Twitter is going to last, because he's coming out with some pretty big stuff. All right, but yeah, look at this. Ugh, I'm scared to read it, but basically it slams them for conflicts of interest and criminal activity. And, all this about this bribes from Burisma, from Ukraine, and then suspicious money transfers and trafficking. So I'll read a little bit of this to you. This is him. I'm not going to play this video because I think for sure that would shut me down. But yeah, so he does a great job, and he says the top 4 things that are coming out on this report, and I think it's coming out today, is that the State Department recognized there was a conflict of interest, okay, in these transactions that were happening and these relationships with China and Russia and Ukraine. And then there was a $7 million bribe from this Burisma to them. Okay, so that it says that's number two. Number three is that the State Department said that they had put pressure on them to not be prosecuted by the Department of Justice, to make this all go away. And then the Treasury Department had flagged it as strange transactions. So from every which way, there people were on to them. Okay, something very fishy was going on. And of course, when you've got everybody covering up for each other, like here, then it's you know, you feel like you're there's impunity and no one can do anything to you. But not now, because now it's a new day, of justice. So I guess I'll read a little bit of this to you and make sure I'll put the link below. You know, but this was on this board right here. Okay, it was on this one right here. All right. So a year-long Senate investigation concluded Wednesday that Hunter, his efforts to cash in on foreign business deals during his father's vice presidency raised alarm among U.S. government officials who perceived an ethical conflict of interest and flagged concerns about possible criminal activity ranging from bribery to trafficking. In the long-awaited joint report by the GOP, this is our buddy Grassley. Okay, in the Finance Committee, delivers several blockbuster revelations less than 2 months before Election Day, suggesting the administration officials ignored clear warning signs about ethical conflicts and possible extortion risks involving this family. Why? Because they all cover for each other, right? Perhaps the most explosive revelation was that the U.S. Treasury Department flagged payments collected overseas by this Hunter and business partner Devon Archer for possible illicit activities. They flagged it and this looks suspicious. The so-called suspicious activity reports flagged millions of dollars in transactions from the Ukrainian gas company Burisma Holdings, a Russian oligarch named Yelena Baturina, and Chinese businessmen with ties to Beijing's communist government, the report said. So Yelena Baturina, billionaire, from Russia, okay, she's a Russian oligarch, and trust me, these oligarchs got to be oligarchs by not good means, not good ways, and so it was millions. I think it was total from her 3.5 million, and the president just posted that today at 11:30 this morning, September 24th. Russian billionaire wired Hunter Biden $3.5 million. This on top of all the other money he received while Joe was VP. Crooked as can be, but fake mainstream wants it just go away. We don't want to talk about any of this, right? But we're going to talk about it. All right, so that's what the Treasury, they knew about that, as well as what was going on from Beijing, from China. So the Treasury records acquired by the chairman show potential criminal activity related to the transactions among and between Hunter and his family and all these associates from all these different countries: Ukraine, Russia, Kazakh, and Chinese nationals. Okay, so this is an 87-page report. And I believe this is it. Yeah, this is it. This 87-page report. And so when you go on to this website right here, Just the News, then you can click this link, and you'll be able to download this for yourself. Okay, so and you can read this whole thing. I'll just give you the table of contents real quick. So it's saying that there are conflicts of interest, right? Which we just said. The VP office and State Department were aware but ignored concerns for him, Hunter being on the board of Burisma. Secretary of State Kerry falsely claimed he had no knowledge about this happening, right? State Department officials viewed Zlochevsky as a corrupt, odious oligarch, but VP Biden was advised not to accuse him of corruption. While Hunter served on the board, the owner, Zlochevsky, allegedly paid $7 million bribe to the Prosecutor General's office to close this case. Yeah. Hunter a Secret Service protectee while on the board. Okay, so he was being so they know if he's being protected by the Secret Service, they know every move he made. Obama administration officials and a Democrat lobbying firm had consistent and significant contact with former Ukrainian official Teleshenko. So I think Teleshenko, I think he was the DA in the case, and so they got rid of him. I think that's the one. Let me look real super quick. Make sure I'm telling you all right. Hold on. Now, Teleshenko is the one who was blowing the lid off of this and telling everybody what was going on, because he worked at the embassy, I think it was. Anyway, he has a great interview with Giuliani, so you can check out that Rudy.Giuliani podcast, whatever, on YouTube, and get to hear exactly from him. All right, so then the minority falsely accused the chairman of engaging in a Russian disinformation campaign and used other tactics to interfere in the investigation. As we know, we went through that for 2 years. And then he and his family's transactions with all these, I was just saying before, raised criminal concerns and extortion threats. And so remember how our favorite Anon was saying that this is going to, they're going to cry foul. Oh, what are they doing? This is not fair, whatever. Well, it appears that this may be coming out before the election, because they're like, oh, you're not allowed to, this is your opponent, they're going to cry, this politics. Well, this is going to have to come out. They're not going to wait. All right, so I wanted you to see this. This is the other thing that he was saying, who wields significant influence over CLI and TON, and who wields over HUSSEIN, right? Who wields all this influence? Well, if we open up those links right there, you'll see that this is from the WikiLeaks. And that, if you remember, this happened just at the Feast of Trumpets 2016. We're in the Feast of Trumpets also. The trumpet blasts in this book, okay, in the book of Revelation, focus on blasting out truth. So a big thing that happens during the Feast of Trumpets is that truth gets blasted out to wake up the people. When you hear a trumpet, you're like, okay, I'm awake now, right? So that is a big thing. That was what woke me up when I found out, and I physically read some of these WikiLeaks, okay? So here are some that and I'm not going to read them, but bottom line, it shows here where ROS is basically controlling them, okay? And as we very well know, they control what's going on in the streets right now, and they control what was going on in the halls of power. He did. So yeah, that's a big deal. That's the smoking gun right here in these emails, in these WikiLeaks, and that's why Assange is on trial, because they're mad that he revealed this. And that's why I get in trouble, because I'm revealing what's going on in our little town, our little school. I wanted to make sure you guys saw this. I cannot play it. They will ban me for sure, but this was so sad, because at the end of this interview, where he was going and being questioned, whatever, some campaign event, he's like, can I see my family now? Oh, it just sounds like someone in a nursing home who's like wanting to see his family. It's just the saddest thing. It's just so sad. And then, of course, today he isn't going on the campaign trail. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life, right? Oh, just letting you know, I'm going to be on Charlie's show on the 8th of October. So yay. And I want to show you guys, I've got on this shirt today. I've got on this one right here on the Teespring /stores/freedom-force-battalion. So that's my new shirt. God breathed life into them, and they stood up. That's from our Freedom Force Battalion. So the way that's working there, they run, actually, I've got this one a little cinched in there. They run a little bit big. Maybe that's because I have lost 14. I'm now up to 14. So doing the Herbalife. If you want to learn about that, go to the freedomforce.live page, and right here is the health page, right? And I go into a lot of different things that I'm doing to try to help my health, and I'm very, very happy about that. But yeah, that's it. That is everything for today that I wanted to tell you guys. So let's just see before I go if we have any more from you know who, just because he was just posting. Okay, we got that one. The only way. Oh, what now? Look at there. Hot off the press. Let's see. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so you guys can see it. Oh wow. Yep. The hunt is on. Oh, I love it. What is this? Never forget those in the background. Cool. Yeah. What does that mean? Everybody's looking at wonderful assistant to President Trump. What is that supposed to mean? We'll find out. We'll find out. Oh, it's so exciting. So don't let anything destroy your confidence, okay? Until I see you next time, let's pray. Thank you again, Lord. Thank you again, Lord. We just are so thankful to live in this day where we are going to see the entire world set free, not only this hemisphere, but everywhere being set free. And just thank you that we're awake to see it, and we're awake to be part of it. And you've chosen us to be one of the 144,000, as I talk about in the book that you helped me to write, that we are part of your great army, this great Joel army that goes over the walls and through every window to get the truth out. We are so just beside ourselves that we get to be a part of what you are doing to set this world free. So again, I pray for everyone who is in this army fighting this battle of Armageddon. I pray that you would strengthen them. I pray that you would help us not to throw away our confidence. I pray that you would protect us. I pray that you would just continually just whisper in our ears these truths that keep us encouraged and keep us going and motivated. I pray that you would provide every need. I pray that you would touch our bodies with healing. I pray that everyone who is fighting so hard, that you would give them joy in the battle, and that they would, everybody, even today, would be able to red pill someone, and they would be able to give us the words to speak so that someone can hear and receive. And I just pray that you will hide us, hide all the knights in this great battle, hide us from the onslaught of the enemy, and only let anything happen that will be used for good. Lord, we know that they might mean it for evil, but you will mean it for good. We pray all these things in your great name, Jesus. Amen. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.